أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله.
The Adhan, the call to prayer heard by Muslims around the world. God is great. I bear witness that there is no God but God. I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of God.
حي على الصلاة
Hurry to prayer.
حي على الفلاح
Hurry to success. The sound Muslims have heard since birth, stressing the oneness of God. However, this episode of TberTalk is not going to be another documentary on Islam. No, this episode is going to be about a holiday celebrated from the early days of Islam to the present day.
يا شهر البركات
This holiday is Ramadan.
Hey guys, I'm here to check out Omar at Pasha Market. Let's take a look. Hey,
How are you? Welcome in.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Welcome in the Basha Market.
Nice joint you have here. Is this new?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we
New
just
store.
opened. We just opened recently, about 5 weeks ago. This is my wife. She's the owner.
Nice to meet you.
I help her manage the store.
Who's this little guy?
That's Rida. That's our CEO.
CEO?
That's the guy
Oh,
who
I
tell
see.
us when we
Okay,
can
okay.
eat, when we can sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's Ramadan, right?
It is Ramadan, yes.
So what is that? So tell the audience a little bit about Ramadan. What is that all about?
Ramadan, it's a holy month for Muslim people. It's celebrated by all Muslims throughout the world. It's the month where the Quran was revealed to Muhammad, and we celebrate that month every year by fasting from sunrise to sunset, every day. No food, no drinks, nothing. It's like I said, it's meant to be a month of celebration and of spiritual, cleansing, if you want. At the same time, it's meant for people to feel what poor people feel throughout the year, So during this month, in addition to the worshiping we do, toward the end of the month, we have to make a zakat for fitr, which is like a small donation to help the poor. Before the end of the month, we have to donate that money. So, but during the month, like I said, it's just no food until the end of the day. So.
That's devotion, is it not? Alright, so my favorite part of Ramadan growing up was getting together with family, right? It's a big celebration. Family comes over, friends come over, and we eat. We eat like it's no one's business.
Yeah.
What do you eat during Ramadan? What are some specialties?
Well, usually like in Ramadan, because you're fasting all day, the first thing you want to do when you break fast is drink a lot, cold drinks, and sweet stuff. That's the first thing you're craving. But every year I fall for the same trap. Like the first couple of days, I always do that.
Yeah.
Start with smoothies and drinks, and right, you got going into a coma after. So the best thing to do is, because you're fasting the whole day, your stomach is empty. The first thing to start with is usually a date, a little bit of water at room temperature, and then warm food. You want to kind of introduce your stomach into food. But yeah, of course, and later on it's just like food. You eat like
It's
crazy.
gonna come back out, right?
Yeah, but the best part of Ramadan is getting together with all the people throughout. Islam is spread throughout the world, but the common thing that brings people a lot together again in Ramadan is the sharing of the food. So if you go to iftar anywhere, you always find people inviting their friends, their family. So it's meant to be celebrated as with friends and family.
And what is that called when you break the fast? There's an Arabic word for it. correct?
Iftar. That's
Iftar.
iftar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iftar. Okay.
Which is
So
breaking the fast.
a vocab word for all of you out there. What about when you finally stop eating in the morning? What is that called? There's a word for it.
The last meal?
Yeah, in
That's
the very
suhoor.
early morning. Suhoor.
That's suhoor.
Okay.
That's the last meal you eat before sunrise. So.
No, prayer accompanies these usually. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's Fajr prayer. So before
Okay.
Fajr prayer, you stop eating. And, a lot of people, like especially the last 10 days of Ramadan, they stay up all night, just praying and reading the Quran. So like I say, this is a month where people are supposed to cleanse themselves and go back. It's like maintenance thing for your
Spring
spirit.
cleaning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You go back to your God, and there is always a prayer that we say, Allahumma ballighna Ramadan, which is like, may God grant me life until I reach Ramadan. Because there is a hadith that says, if you fast the whole Ramadan, hoping for forgiveness from God, and you do act accordingly, then all your sins will be forgiven. So that's why it's a chance every year we get during this month. If you cleanse yourself, and all your sins, we believe all your sins get forgiven. So
Okay. And I want to talk to you as a shop owner, right? That's a whole different game. You're around food constantly while fasting. What is that like?
I've been helping my wife for the last, since she opened the business, and
Okay, so your wife owns this one.
yeah, she does.
Very
yeah,
cool, very
yeah. So it's very tempting, but actually, since when you start doing it from like an early age, it becomes, that's it. It's part of a routine that you follow. You don't get tempted. It's very hard. Like for my kids, we try to make them fast half a day, or like fast water only, or something. Like we're trying to introduce it to them, but then when they come close to food, they're like, oh my God. So, but for us, it's just part of your identity. That's it's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. So you have to do it. It's not like you have a choice.
I remember that. They tried to ease us into it. Like on the weekends we'd fast, and then we hit a certain age, you do the entire month.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So as an American, that it must be a whole different game, because you're from Morocco, correct?
Originally from Morocco.
Originally from Morocco. And in Morocco, everybody's fasting. Everybody's fasting, so it's much easier than when you see people eating, drinking.
It's actually, like I say, it doesn't, like I had co-workers in the past, and friends that will, that they're Christians or Jews, and they don't fast. But it's okay, because like I say, once you you have it. Once you do it and you know why you're doing it, you're not getting tempted. You're not saying, oh, I wish I could have that thing today. It's just why you're doing it and you stick with it. A lot of like friends will say, oh, you know what, I feel bad, but really it doesn't bother unless if the food smells really good. you hope you can eat it, but you don't. You have to wait until you break fast.
So what are the other things you're fasting from, right? Like you can't fight with people. You have to forgive people during Ramadan. There's other things.
That's what I said. It's not only about food.
Yeah.
It's about fasting by not saying bad things. You're supposed to cleanse yourself. It's a month where, like I say, it's like, think of it like you want to be spiritually clean in this month. Fighting or talking bad about someone, that's not that's not something you're supposed to do in Ramadan. So like I say, this month you're supposed to cleanse yourself. Read the Quran more, because when you all our life is supposed to be governed by whatever is in the Quran. So when you read that, and the Quran says you have to be nice to your neighbor, to your parents, to your kids, to your wife, it kind of, if sometimes, with life, with stress, we get angry, we get stressed out, it's supposed to calm you down. When you read the Quran, it's supposed to tell you, be nice to your parents, be very nice to your mother. So you go back and you say, these are, this is not my friend or my counselor talking to me. This is God talking to me. So
You're supposed to take it after Ramadan. It's supposed to change you as a person.
exactly.
You shouldn't go back to your old ways after Ramadan.
Exactly. So that's why I say it's like a very special month for us.
Okay.
So like I said earlier, because of the fasting, makes you hungry, makes you thirsty. So the first thing that people think of it when they want breakfast is sweet stuff, cold, sweet stuff. The most popular item that we sell a lot during Ramadan are the dates,
Okay.
which we have like a great selection here from Algeria, from Tunisia, from Saudi Arabia, and now from California too.
What's your favorite?
I prefer the medjool dates.
Medjool, really?
Yeah. They're really good, juicy. I don't like dry dates. So we sell a lot of dates during this month because it's a sunnah. It's like we break the fast. The first thing we break the fast with is a date. That's how they did it in the past.
That's
That's how
sunnah,
we-
so
that's the way of the prophet.
Yeah.
Usually after that, people drink a lot yogurt drink, which is called ayran. We have a selection here. We have like a Turkish style. We have the original and the mint. So these are very popular. As you can see, it's almost half empty. The juices, the mango juices, the guava juice, they're very popular too in Ramadan. As well as we have a great selection of cheeses,
Really?
and yogurts. People eat those for the last meal, sahur. We have a big selection of imported feta cheese, yogurt. These are Turkish yogurt, Greek yogurt, Lebanese, which is very popular this month.
Should the sahur be something heavy?
Usually the sahur, people prefer yogurt and dates because it's something light. It's the dates, even though a lot of people, they don't like them, they're very rich in fibers. They're high in calories. They're very rich. So it's believed people like the yogurt and dates because they kind of hold you up during the day. It's like they give you a lot of calories to run on during the day.
Gotcha.
One
Is there
of them,
anything you should avoid eating though? Like I know a lot of people don't want to eat dry stuff at night.
sugary drinks are very, a lot of people avoid, food high on, either fried food or high on sugar.
Got it.
Because what happens is like, you get that satisfaction, but then later on you're hungry and it's like your body crushes. We sell a lot of, phyllo dough during Ramadan too. The phyllo dough and the kadaifi, which are used to make baklava. So a lot of people make their own baklava during Ramadan, fresh baklava. And, we have a great selection of olives, cookies.
Yeah, so
Usually people in Ramadan, it's like last thing you want to do right before iftar, you don't want to go shopping because you're so angry that everything you see you want to buy it.
Yeah.
But once you
Yeah,
break
you buy the
fast,
store,
you're like,
that's how
oh,
it
why
is.
did I buy all this food?
Buying,
You know?
your stomach's buying.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of pastries, though, what's your favorite?
Baklava.
Baklava.
Baklava
really?
is everyone's
More than
favorite.
Shebekia or Griva?
Shebekia is really good, but unfortunately you can't find a lot of places that makes them. My wife makes it, but it's very time consuming. With 3 kids, it's very hard.
Yeah.
So she made us a batch, so we kind of don't dig in a lot, so we use it lightly, but we have baklava. We have really good baklava. We get baklava from Canada, we have one that comes from Dubai. Really good and popular.
Now, a lot of meals from the Middle East, North Africa are made with saffron, right? That's so expensive.
It's exactly, it's like gold. Saffron, we have actually,
Check it out.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
So just to give you an idea, this is saffron. It's a very tiny hair. We have two kinds of saffron. This is a Spanish saffron from Spain. This we retail at $7
yeah.
for 1 gram. This one is an Afghani from Afghanistan. This is very expensive. This is $15 for 1 gram.
Whoa.
Yeah, but you know, out of this whole, like 1 gram will last you probably like a month
Yeah.
for cooking.
But they pick them
Depending how you
individually,
use it.
right?
Exactly, because they have to. These little hairs, they grow inside the flour, and they have to hand pick every single one. It's more expensive than drugs. I guess I don't know.
Wouldn't want to do that job.
No.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the kitchen that's coming in over here. What is that all about?
Well, actually, since we opened, we had a lot of requests for prepared food, falafel, hummus, kebab. So we are in the process of getting all the permits, and we just hired a chef, and we're looking for 2 line cooks to work for us in the kitchen. So we're gonna be launching a Mediterranean grill, if you want, next door with some Moroccan influence. We might have a couple Moroccan dishes from back home, since Zakaria loved the food so much. Yeah. So, like I say, we're hoping to launch in kind of toward the end of June. So keep checking. We'll announce on our Facebook page.
All right, so the seal of the holiday of Ramadan is Eid al-Fitr, right?
Yes.
It's the end of the holidays when family and friends get together and celebrate their accomplishment in the whole month of Ramadan. And they eat all day and they just have fun. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's a very special day. It's a day that we celebrate the end of Ramadan, and the first prayer, we start actually our day with a prayer.
Okay.
Where all, like we go and have a prayer. Usually in Manchester here we have it at the Jill Stadium. It's hundreds of people that turn for the prayer, and we pray that God, pray that God accept all what we did in Ramadan, all the good deeds, including the fasting and the prayers and the reading of the Quran and the cleansing, hopefully, that we did during that month. And it's a very special day. We start, like I say, with the prayer, then we go home, have breakfast with family. It's meant, you invite all the family over. They stay basically throughout the day for lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
It's a late day. The kids, they have fun. Growing up, always our parents will make sure to buy us toys. It's like a Christmas for us. So kids always, they get gifts, brand new clothing. So we really, even here, since my kids started growing up, on that day, even if they have school, we make sure that they take a day off and understand that's a very special day for us. And throughout my, the 18 years I lived here, all my workplaces have respected that, and so does the school for my kids, and that's something we really appreciate.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Omar.
Thanks.
It's been a
Hopefully we'll
pleasure.
see you when we open the kitchen.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This has been Al Basha Market.
My next stop was a holier site, a site where men find solace during this annual holiday. No, it's not a synagogue. No, it's not a church, but a mosque.
So we've talked a lot about Islam, right? Let's get into the holy month of Ramadan, the holiday that we're all celebrating now,
Yes.
right? What is your favorite part of this holiday?
Oh, I love the part is it will sound crazy, but I'm at that age when this is actually awesome to me now. The fact that a lot of us will stay up the entire night to do prayers.
Yeah.
But there's a difference. When you're praying at home, when everyone is sleeping, there's nobody there. It's just you and God. You can cry to Him. You can ask Him for all these things, and you can really talk with Him, which really does not happen all the time. For my age, now that will sound crazy to someone when I was, in my 20s. What is he saying? But that is actually one of my favorite part in Ramadan is that I make a choice and where I put everything aside and I allocate all my time, other than work, family, essential stuff, to worship God as much I can in the best of my manner as much I can. Because that's my time to shine in front of Him. Because that spirit kind of goes out.
Now, excuse me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. On the 27th night of Ramadan,
Yes.
Laylat al-Qadr, right?
Yes.
That's what they call it. What does that translate to in Arabic, roughly?
The night of the power.
Night of power. Okay, so what happens that night?
So it's not necessarily the 27th night. It says technically it could be any night because Prophet knew the exact night, but he saw but he didn't disclose it because someone were like arguing over that. So he said no. So he told us, look for that night in the last odd days on the last 10 days of Ramadan. So it could be the 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th,
Oh, okay.
29th. But most likely, very usually they will say 27 was the. I don't know how they derive that, but that's usually considered that's most likely like 80 or 90%. That's the night. Basically, that month in the Quran there's a surah about that. It says like that night is basically all your deeds, all your blessings that you typically earn. There's a multiplier to it, so you get more. And also that night, all the angels that like angels Gabriel, we believe in angels,
Yeah.
like the Gabriel, Michael. We say Gabriel, Michael, but in English there's the Michael, Gabriel, all the different angels. They visit and they actually make supplication for the people. They tell God like, God, these people are really trying. Please help them. Accept their du'as, meaning they accept their supplication. Give them what is that they're asking. And so that night, so because of that multiplier thing, everybody try to do as much as they can in that night. So typically people, if you come here at 2:30 in the morning, this place will be packed. People are crying, people are asking this, people are usually dressed very well because they are thinking like, we're studying from God, so let's be presentable. Things like that. So it's a very special night. And if you read the translation of the Surah Qadr, it'll just tell you it's like 8 sentences, and it'll give you the description of that. So that's very special on that day. And usually that day we try to complete the Quran just because completion itself has a lot of blessings. So why not do it in a day when it's more blessed, get more? So because of that 27 days is very special because that's the day people, even older, younger people who are not really a lot of very practicing, maybe they still will come in and say, Allah, please forgive me for I missed this, I missed my prayers and this and that, I have done that, I'm sorry, forgive me. So that's really the essence of that.
Forgiveness.
Yeah, forgiveness because the only way you can. So God told us that based on your deeds, you'll never go. Nobody will go to heaven. None of the prophets will go to heaven. The only way you can go to heaven is because of the mercy of God. So I cannot go to front of God and say, well, God, I did this. I earned heaven. No, because God will show me for every 10 things He can show me 100 things that I have not done. right? So you only enter heaven through mercy, and only way you get that is forgiveness, because God is, yes, if your father, if the son messes up, father, he's angry at him. What he does, he eventually forgives him, hopefully, right? So, but God is more, beyond everything else. He always wants to forgive, but the son, the children, they have to ask for them, and they have to ask sincerely, not like showing off or anything, but really internally they have to ask him for that, and that's really a lot of the internal stuff that happens. That night, everybody just opens up. You'll see people are crying. They are, it's a wonderful time for the people who does it, but it's a sight to see like the grown-up people, they're asking God, like children, God, all my life I've been bad. Please help me, and I can do good. Help me, forgive me my sins. So all these things happen. It's something to see.
Come into witness.
Yeah, if you're free and on that night, just come here.
Well, we will have to check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. You've been a great guest. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Assalamu alaikum.